Let me ask you just one question. Do you want to take your game to that next level? If the answer is yes, then you are not alone. You see, every player from beginner to pro strives to up their game every time they get back to the table. Come with me as I show you proven techniques that have helped me in my quest to become a better player. I am not a beginner, nor am I a professional. I am an average guy on a mission. That mission is to take my game to new heights. Along the way, I hope to inspire and help you in yours. I am Ron, the pool student.
Hello pool players, Ron here. Welcome once again to the Pool Student channel, and thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hey, today, these two flaws, I want to cover them. If you're a new subscriber or if you're someone that's watching my channel for the first time today, I want to share with you this. It's always my goal to be able to show you things that worked for my game so that it can benefit you and yours. Now, one of the things I'm having trouble with, because I try to keep a nice straight elbow, I don't want to drop my elbow. I just feel like I can have a better consistent game that way. But one of the things I'm finding is when I have my hand here and I'm going through the cue ball, is I come forward and it starts to dive. Because my elbow is staying nice and still, as my hand comes forward, I get into an arcing situation. You can see how it's diving at the cue ball. Now this causes me to sometimes miscue or even hop the cue ball off the table, especially when I'm trying to go with a power stroke. I've experimented with different bridge lengths, close, farther back, and it still, on occasion, will do that. Now the other thing that I've found is that as I stroke the cue ball on my forward stroke, on a power shot that is, I'll have a tendency to veer the cue to my left. And what I found here with several comments on my channel, especially in the last two videos, that many players suffer from this. So yesterday I worked diligently trying to address these issues. Now, the one that I really picked on the most, and I'm going to show you with actual shots in my video coming up of what adjustments I made. And one of the greatest adjustments that I made to help this diving situation was to make sure that I was at the cue ball really close at address just before shooting, but I moved my hand further back on my cue. Because as my hand was forward and I would stroke through, the arcing was happening right at impact. And the reason for that was when my arm would get in past 90, when this was past 90, that's what made the back of the cue come up and the front of the cue go down. So by moving my hand further back and addressing the cue ball very close, and that's the impact area, I found that I maintained a level plane, and then the cue would drop. I maintained a level plane at strike, at the strike point, but then the cue would drop after the shot. From that adjustment right there, I no longer miscued. I no longer hopped the ball off the table, and you'll see that in these shots. Now, one of the other things was the shot that I mentioned here where I veered to the left. What was happening in my case was my hand was flipping like this. I would come through and it would flip just slightly, especially on these power shots, and go like that. So I started to cup my wrist in just a little bit. Just a little bit, not exaggerated like that, but just slightly. And you're gonna find that, you know, it might work for you to be more in or not quite as much in. So you'll have to experiment with that. But the biggest thing was this. I was gripping a little too tight on these power shots. I would come through and I would grab the cue, and that would move it as well. So then I started to really focus on just 2 fingers and my thumb and come back. When I would come back to make the shot, have a full, nice pause, and then I would accelerate slowly and then push through the cue ball with acceleration. Those 3 things that I just explained to you helped my stroke tremendously, and I will venture to say that it's going to help you in yours. So now let's take a look at some of these shots.
The first thing I did is I took a systematic approach, and what you're seeing here is I've got all 15 balls out. In the first 5, I performed a stop shot, just a bank shot, just so that the ball would be out of the way. And then I progressed to mid-range. Here I'm trying to draw the cue ball back about half table, and I did 5 shots of that. And then I tried to draw the cue ball right back to the rail, and the very first shot, you'll see it right here, was absolutely perfect. I couldn't duplicate it after that. The others were all kind of like just off the rail. It bounced off the rail, so I actually drew it too much. Right here you can see one. Now I want to show you something here. Now watch my stroke, and I'm gonna show this to you in slow motion. And remember when I talked about my loose grip? That was so instrumental in me maintaining a forward motion that wouldn't veer to my left, because I was clenching the cue when I was, shooting these power shots. Now here you're seeing me, 3 of these right in a row, boom, boom, boom. I'm really trying to get maximum draw on the cue ball here, and the most I could ever get before was barely to the kitchen line. Okay, now here, take a look at my hand. I actually almost let go of the cue. I saw Alex Pagulayan do this. I was looking at his hand and grip pressure, and he, like right there, I just about let go of the cue, and I maintained that light grip even throughout the stroke. Now here's a close-up still shot. You'll see I'm just holding it really basically with 2 fingers. The others are just along for the ride. This is huge, you guys. You gotta do this, and you'll have a lot more power in your draw stroke. Now what I did here is I put all 15 balls out, and I just shot every one with the most power I could get, just to see how far I could get the cue ball to rebound off this bottom rail that I'm hovered over. And you'll see here that just past the kitchen line is pretty common. And I ended up with a couple of them that were very good, where they actually came way out. I had a couple where I didn't make the ball, and they came out even further, but I wanted to show you that I could bank the shot in. Now here I'm shooting some shots, some 9-ball patterns after my practice, and you're going to see that I'm really using a lot of draw here. I'm showing you all the draw shots that I had to use just to get position. So a lot of fun, boy. I tell you what, I'm like a kid in a candy store with these new draw shots. I'm learning the game, Not been at very long, and I'm starting to catch on. You're seeing here where I run out the last several balls here. I had to draw this one and be precise with it so I could have a straight end down the corner. I actually almost missed the shot. Check it out. Oh well. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. Leave some comments if you'd like. And like I always say, keep on practicing.